Hello friends, this is Ramuthu from Learn with Projects. Today I will discuss about topics like polynomials, relation between zeros and quotients of quadratic equations. So let me discuss how the uh, concept of polynomials came into existence with a simple example. See, let's assume that I have reached to some real estate agent to buy a land, and he gives some information that uh, the land is of 100 square feet area, and if I ask anything about the lengths or distance or perimeter of the area, he says that it is the breadth is uh, third part of our length. So that means if I take the breadth as x, then it will be thrice, I mean third part of the length. Okay, so how much the length will be then? 3x, right? So like these informations we can generate our polynomials like c. So what will the area will be? 100, right? So x feet, and this is 3x feet. So area means length into breadth. 3x into x is equals to 100. So this will be 3x square equals to 100. X is equals to root of 100 by 3. So this is the breadth of the rectangular plot, and to find the length of the rectangular plot we have to multiply it 3. So it will be 3 into root 100 by 3. So this will be root over 300, right? So this is how we form a polynomials. Like see, from the basic information he said breadth is third part of length. So initially I'm assuming that breadth is x, then how much will be the length? That will be 3 times x. So in order to find out the x, I am taking like length into breadth is equals to area, right? So here length is equals to 3x into breadth is equals to x, forming 3x square. So this is the generalized form of the area, right? So this will be 3x square is equals to area. This is a polynomial equation with a power 2. So I mean degree. So this is unknown thing that we have to find. So what's the polynomial is an algebraic equation which comprises of variables and constants. So here the formation of the algebraic equations gives a polynomials. So polynomials are very various types like linear, quadratic, cubic, etc. This goes so on because they are classified based upon the degree of polynomial. So what is the degree of polynomial? See here. If I take a polynomial p of x as a function, so if I have the unknown term with raised to power 3, okay. So rest is the equation. So from the equation that we have taken, which has the highest power, we have to check then. So the highest power will be the degree. So what if I take a x cube plus 10x square plus 3? So it might be seen like 3 into 1, and here we have missing the x term, right? So it will be 0 into x, right? Next this will be 10 into x square and plus x cube. So from all of these, so 1 means we can write it as x power 0, right? You know that anything power 0 is 1. So from all of these unknown terms we have the highest power with 3. So 3 will be the degree of the polynomial. So when the degree of the polynomial is 3, it is called cubic cubic equations. If I am not having x cube, if I only having 10x square plus 3, so it has a highest power of x square, right? So it has a highest power of 2, right? So when my degree is 2, it is called as quadratic equations. If I want to have only singular one, so please see p of x, the polynomial function, it has x plus 1. Okay, so this has the highest power of 1, and this is x power 0 into. Okay, so it has the highest power of highest degree of 1. This will be degree of polynomial. So if the degree of the polynomial is 1, then it will be linear equations. So linear equations is also known as something like straight line equations, because we know that straight line equations, y equals to mx plus c. So here this is a unknown term, this is a quotient of x, this is the constant term. Here y is taken because y is equals to p of x, because in order to plot a graph, you are taking the reference value of y. So when we are plotting the graph, we use p of x as y, like see here x, and this will be p of x. So this will be result from the equation p of x. So that is taken as y for in general terms. So these are linear equations. These are quadratic equations which has degree of 2, which has degree of 3. It is cubic equations, and it will be increased later on. So I said that p of x is a polynomial equation, right? So if I'm having ax cube plus bx square plus c, assume that this is a polynomial equation with a degree of 3. So this will be cubic. So if I place x is equals to 0, so what will be my final result? P of 0 is equals to 0, 0 into anything 0, 0 into anything 0, and we have c. So here we are getting the result as c. So this c is called result or value. So how to define it? If you're placing the any value in place of unknown term, then the final result is called as value of the polynomial at a given number. See, at x is equals to 0, p of 0 is equals to c. So c is a value at x is equals to 0 for the polynomial equation. So now let's go to some relations between zeros and coefficients of quadratic equation. Generally, we have discussed about quadratic equations, that is in a basic term ax square plus bx plus c, right? So we have said that quotients are the supporting terms for the unknown terms, right? So a is the quotient of x square from the equation, from this equation, b is the quotient of x, and c is a constant. This is the quadratic equation that will be equals to p of x. So in general, we take quadratic equations as ax square plus bx plus c is equals to 0. That means 0 is the value of the quadratic equation, right? Or 0 is the value of a polynomial equation here, p of x is equal to 0. So then for what values the x, for what values of x, we will get the result of 0. That is here what it means, ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So we also discussed about quadratic equations types like monic and non-monic. So what is monic equations? We have said when a is equals to 1 in the quadratic equation, which has ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Okay, when a is equals to 0, it will be in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals 0. So when a is equals to 1, then it will be, then it can be easily factorized. Easily we can factorize it. And we have discussed another method, not only factorization. In our last class, we have discussed the square method, because this type of monic equations we can make in the form of x plus a into x plus b. So here a and b are roots. So when we call a root as 0, so when we call we have taken like p of x is equals to ax square plus bx plus c, right? So if I take p of x is 0, if I take p of x is equal to 0, so for what values of x we are getting 0. That is the mean of zeros of quadratic equation mean. So let's see, if I am placing, if I am taking some basic equations like x square plus 5x plus 6. See, so this can be factorized into x plus 3 into x plus 2, right? Okay, unless p of x is equals to, sorry, p of x is equals to x square plus 5x plus 6, we can factorize them into x plus 3 into x plus 2. So if I make p of x is equals to 0, so that will be equals to x plus 3 into x plus 2, right? So then x is equals to minus 3 and minus 2. When we place the values of minus 3 and minus 2 in the polynomial equation, the final result will be 0, right? So these terms are called zeros of the polynomial or zeros of the quadratic equation. Unlikely, if we kept x is equals to 1, what will the result? X square plus 1 square 1, 5 into 1 5 plus 6, it will be 12. So this is the value of the polynomial p of x at x is equals to 1. So if x is equals to minus 3, the final result will be 0. So here the roots of the quadratic equations which give 0 are called zeros of quadratic equations. Okay, so those are called zeros of quadratic equations. So another method is non-monic, right? So non-monic is when a is not equals to 1. So what we have found here, that when a is not equals to 1, it may be unlikely to factorize, but we can find out the roots like x is equals to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. We have done this derivation in our last class. So this is how we can find the roots for non-monic equations. So I'll explain here what is the relation between zeros and coefficients by taking a simple example, that is 3x square plus 15x plus 18 is equals to 0. So just to think, when we call zeros of the quadratic equation, when the p of x is equals to 0, then only we call the roots as zeros of the quadratic equation. Okay, next coming to the solution part. So see here, 3, 15, 18 are multiples of 3, right? So you can take 3 as common, and here x square plus 5x plus 6 is equals to 0. So we can factorize easily here, 3 of x plus 3 x plus 2, as we have taken. So already we have factorized this in our last example. So see here, x will be minus 3 and minus 2. These are called roots or zeros of the quadratic equation. So I am assuming here this one as alpha and this one as beta. I mean, one root is alpha and other root is beta. So if I add alpha plus beta, what will be my result? Minus 3 minus 2 will be minus 5. So what if I multiply alpha and beta? So that will be minus 3 into minus 2, it will be 6. So once you check here from the example taken, do we having are we having 6 or 5? Uh, first taken example, no, but we have got here after taking the multiple, right? So what it may be, minus of 15 by 3, this will be minus 5, right? So how the 6 it will be equals to 18 by 3. So here we getting our coefficients here, right? 18, 15 as b and c and 3 as a. So here we can say, when we are comparing ax square plus bx plus c equals 0, so here we can say that alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a and alpha beta is equals to alpha into beta is equals to c by a. If you will not agree, then we can generalize. So initially I am taking ax square plus bx, sorry, plus c is equals to 0 as my quadratic equation, and I am considering alpha and beta are two roots of this quadratic equation. So then x is equals to alpha and x is equals to beta. So what will be my equation? X minus alpha into x minus beta. Here I'll get x square minus beta x, again minus alpha x plus alpha beta, because by multiplying two negative signs we will get positive. So this will be equals to x square minus, take x as common and minus as common, alpha plus beta of x plus alpha beta. So we have got this equation from the roots, right? So these are the roots of ax square plus bx plus c. Okay. So again compare here ax square plus bx plus c. If these both must be equal, then check here the quotient. So here quotient of x square is 1, but here it is a. So let's make it as 1. So how we can make? We can divide by with a. So then it will be x square plus b by a of x plus c by a. Okay. So then this equation will be equals to equation formed from the roots. So now compare, this will be x square and x square, and here quotients must be equal, so 1 and 1, and here the quotient is minus of alpha plus beta is equals to, so what is the quotient of x here? B by a. So see here, so here alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a, right? And check here, c by a is equals to alpha beta, alpha beta is equals to c by a. Now let's do in a generalized form from non-monic equation. X is equals to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So that means we have got here two roots as minus b plus discriminant, minus b minus discriminant. Okay, so then alpha will be minus b plus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So then beta will be minus b minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So now again we'll do here the same operations. A plus b, sorry, alpha plus beta is equals to minus b plus root over b square. So I will take this complete term as capital D. Okay, plus root over d by 2a. This is not b, it is d, and plus minus b minus root over d by 2a. We have denominator same, so then we can add numerators without any restrictions. So here minus b plus root over capital D minus b minus root over d. So here plus and minus will get cancelled, and we'll get minus 2b by 2a, that will be minus b by a. So what it from where you have got it? Alpha plus beta, it goes to minus b by a. So let's do another math operation also. Alpha beta is equals to minus b plus root capital D by 2a into minus b minus root capital D by 2a. So we have derived some algebraic equations, right? Like a square minus b square is equals to a plus b into a minus b, right? So see here, consider minus b as a and this as b. So a plus b into a minus b. So that will be a square minus b square. So here I will get minus b whole square plus root over d whole square. Sorry, here not plus. This will be minus by 2a into 2a, that will be 4a whole square, or 4a square. So minus b square, that will be b square. So when root is multiplied with square, it will get cancelled. And what is capital D that I have taken in place of that? So b square minus 4ac divided by 4a square. So see here, this will be b square minus b square plus 4ac divided by 4a square. So here b square cancel. Now I have only 4ac by 4a square. 4 get cancelled, a gets cancelled. We are having here c by a. So c by a is equals to alpha into beta. So now we have got here a relation between zeros and coefficients. Alpha plus beta equals to minus b by a. Alpha beta equals to c by a. So let us do some on example. If you get any questions in any exams, like what are the sum of the roots or product of the roots, then no need to find the roots of the any quadratic equations. So let's see, take one example, 2x square plus 10x plus 16 is equals to 0. So if I ask what are the sum of the roots, then you can say alpha plus beta is equals to minus b by a, that is minus 10 by 2 minus 5. So if I ask product of the roots, that will be alpha beta, that will be 16 by 2, that is 8. So if I ask any addition of roots or product of the root, that will be easy. What if I ask in a new way, like 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta? So we can do here like LCM, taking an LCM. So that will be alpha plus beta by alpha beta, right? So alpha plus beta is minus 5, alpha beta is 8. Okay. And one more example, alpha square beta plus beta square alpha. Then how can we do? So here alpha beta are common. So you can take alpha beta is common and you have left over with alpha plus beta. So this will be equals to 8 into minus 5, that will be minus 40. These are okay. What if I ask sum of two individual squares? So I can get it like from this alpha plus beta whole square. Assume alpha plus beta whole square is alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta, right? So I have to want this one. So this will be the result. So alpha square plus beta square is equals to, so sending this on either side, so that will be alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. So what is alpha plus beta is minus 5. What is minus 5 whole square? That will be 25 minus alpha beta is 8. 2 into 8, 16. So alpha square plus beta square is equals to